Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over cosine rule, which is similar to the previous video I did, which was on sine rule, and I'm just going to be doing a couple of practice questions and explaining a couple things to look out for. But overall, it's not too difficult of a topic once you understand it and you can apply it to questions. It's fairly repetitive, so you should get the hang of it quickly. So we're just going to take a look at this triangle quickly first. So this is our example triangle, and this corresponds to our formula up here, because otherwise we just have a bunch of random letters that mean nothing, obviously, so these variables wouldn't have any real meaning. But now that we have these two things, we can work them together to figure out the questions. So our first question over here is a nice introduction, doesn't have anything too difficult. Oh goodness me, that was a shocking line. Even with the iPad's assistant, I struggle sometimes. So let's draw this out. This is 44 degrees. This is 5, this is 7, and this is x. So, first thing that I would say is important to note is whatever angle you've got. So this angle down here, that's going to be your A. So we're going to color that orange like we did in the example above. And then the sides next to it are going to be B and C. So the sides squishing it down are going to be your B and C, so color those. And this X is going to be your other A, the lowercase a. Alright? And now we're going to apply this formula that we have up here. So rewrite it. Is a good way to practice memorizing is just keep rewriting it. B squared plus C squared minus 2, not A, B, C times cosine A. There we go. And now we just sub in. So the lowercase a is our x squared equals B is our blue one, 5 squared plus 7 squared minus 2, 5, 7 times cosine A. Bit of mental math, 25 plus 49 minus 2 times 5 is 10, 10 times 7 is 70 times cosine A. And now we square root both sides. Goodness me. Now usually when you square root both sides in algebra, you're going to have to do positive and negative for the square root. But for these ones, you don't have to worry about the negative because you can't get a negative value for the side up here. So you're only taking the positive case, just in case there was some confusion there. And now this is just our same line as above. Could rewrite it, but I can also just do this. Be a little bit lazy. Also, sorry, I just realized I never actually put in something for the cos A value, so I'll chuck that in quickly now. Our angle is 44. That's my mistake. Sorry if that caused any confusion. And you chuck that whole line into your calculator and you should get about 4.9. And I'm just going to say to 1 decimal place. Alright, so that's a quick run through for our first question. Not too hard. It's just subbing into the equation and working through from there. A lot of it's also calculator work, which takes a lot of the brunt off of you personally. You just have to make sure you get the substitution part correct. And so I'd say take your time with that. If you're in a test, make sure it's all correct and then put it in. And yeah, so sorry, it's getting a bit late. I didn't really wake up this morning. We'll move into one more question. Just make sure our understanding is totally there. So draw out a triangle. This one's a bit different because it's upside down, but it doesn't change the way we actually work it out. 19 degrees, 86, 65, and x. As we said earlier, this degrees are A, our uppercase A rather. This is our C, this is our B. It doesn't actually matter which you make your B and C. in terms of they're interchangeable, this 86 and 65 within the equation. And the reason why is because you'll notice a lot of the stuff in the equation that includes the b and c. Actually, I'll rewrite it down here anyways. A squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2. I always write a instead bc times cosine a. You realize if you swap this b and c here, or you swap this b and c here, it doesn't make any difference to the equation, right? So that's why they're interchangeable. You don't have to worry too much about that. But you do have to make sure that they are b and c, and you're not mixing that up with a. So sub everything in, x squared. Oh, sorry, I didn't color this x over here. But that is our lowercase a. X squared equals b squared, which is blue. B for blue, easy to remember. 65 squared plus 86 squared. And one thing to note is that this is obviously going to be a full calculator question. Up here I did a step in my head, this step over here, but these are much bigger numbers. It would be a waste of time doing it in your head, so just plug it straight in after subbing it in. Your b and c, 65, 86 times cosine 19, and you plug it into your calculator. You can do one more step here just to clarify, rooting both sides. Again, remembering we're only taking the positive case over here because you can't have a negative value for your answer. It just wouldn't make sense. And this is equivalent to 32 two significant figures. There we go. So again, this step here from this one to this one is all just calculator work. It doesn't take too much mathematical skill. It is quite a lot though to put into your calculator, so like I said on the previous question, go slowly, make sure you put everything in correctly, and look at your answer and say, does it logically make sense? If I get an absurdly small number or an absurdly big number, it wouldn't really fit with the 86 and 65. And same with up here. We've got a 5 and a 7, so 4.9 is reasonable. If it was something like 80 or something like 0.1, it wouldn't really make sense. So just look at it. Does it fit in with the other numbers? Yes, it does. It should be alright. You can come back to it later if you've got more time in the test. And if it's a homework question, then obviously you can just double check your answers later with the answer sheet. Sweet. I'm going to cut it off there because it's a bit long already, but if you have any more questions, just let me know and I can make another video clarifying them. Good night, and I love you.